is that the reason why he's trying to force the situation before the draft? Because, again, if it's been communicated to him, we'll take care of you during the summer, then why won't Kyler Murray wait until the summer? Because, you can say Christian Kirk, left. He got paid by Jacksonville, and Chandler Jones is now on Vegas. But what other spot will he wind up in a huddle with DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green, right? And Zach Ertz and the rest of that offense, James Conner. So why is Murray forcing the issue now, do you think?
If you're going to have a massive quarterback trade, it generally has to come before the draft. Ideally, it would come before free agency even has begun. But think about it from both ends. From the player's perspective, you're going to have fewer places that you potentially could go. You're going to have fewer suitors. That can impact your leverage in the situation. From the team's perspective, if they're going to trade him, which, again, the Cardinals are insistent they're not trading Kyler Murray, you also would be motivated to do it now, because if you start talking about 2023 draft picks in a deal, those are basically downgraded from 2022 picks. So it has to move one way or another here. Not saying that, the Cardinals are under any type of pressure. They can do whatever they want, and they can do what they're doing now, which is really nothing, all the way through the draft. And then at that point, there's going to be, the standoff of, okay, what happens? What kind of offer do they make him? Are they able to get something done? Do they take this entire thing into training camp? But if a deal happens from both ends, now would be the time for that to take place, which is why Kyler's end started forcing the issue earlier in the off season. And I would certainly anticipate that they're going to want some answers about the direction that this entire thing goes in the coming days here, or else they're going to have some decisions to make about how they approach things leading up to next Thursday night.
All right, Tom, before we move on to another conversation piece about the draft, let's button this conversation up by placing you in the lane of sports talk radio, okay? I know that you're an information individual, and you've got information, and you're dealing facts, but I'm going to have you, and there's no crystal ball, but I'll ask you what's more likely, which is a conversation we have here on the program. Right, Chris? What's more likely?
Fridays, baby.
All right. I'm going to give you three choices. What's more likely on draft day? Okay. Murray is traded. Murray gets the contract. Or Murray demands a trade on that day, a la Rodgers last year's draft day. What do you think? Nothing happens. He demands a trade. Okay. I'll give you.
Right.
Nothing happens. He demands a trade. He does, in fact, get traded, or he has his contract and everything's hunky-dory. What do you think?
What we know as of now is that the Cardinals say they're not trading him, that there are no negotiations. So the most likely scenario would be the trade demand. The Cardinals could change that tomorrow if they step up and go, we'll give you 5 years and $250 million. That's why they have this kind of in their court right now. There's been no indications they're going to do that. So, yeah, if you're, laying odds on this, I would certainly lay the odds on the trade demand, but, let's see what happens in the coming days.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.